the John C. Hench Production Arts Studio in Peoria, Illinois, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Dawn McClure and Marcella Gillen. The news with Derod Taylor and Haley Fichter. And a Midstate reporting team. Sports with Brett Travalis. Brandon Johnson is on the beat. Shane Fryer takes us about town. Get Real with Bob Palver. Let's Eat with Simone Buckner. We go in the spotlight with Savannah Jones. Street Team with Justin Rustano and Allison Barkley. Elizabeth Scoville brings us State of the Art. I'm your announcer, Simon Daniels. Now, Midstate Magazine. Take it away, gang.
Good evening. Welcome to Midstate Magazine.
I'm Marcella Gillen. Thanks for joining us. This is a special show today. It is our best, even though I think every show we do is our best.
Exactly, we try. But so the best of show.
It's always hard to pick our best of the best.
Right.
We should call it the best of the best show.
Everybody on the show, the producers pretty much had to go through and pick their favorite two segments that of like everything I guess they've done. So just everything over time and go through and remember all the laughs and the hardcover
One of
stories.
my favorite parts that we'll get to eventually towards the end of the show are the bloopers. And I know, Don, they did have to sort through just hours of footage on yours.
You.
No.
It was
on yours. And so we just, that was really a task. So
we'll see. I have not seen the bloopers.
It takes a lot
have
just
you?
To make you look good.
I'm a little, I'm a little nervous about what's going to come on
the screen. You can thank your producers for that.
We will see, yes.
Always making us look good.
Yes, but in local news going on right now, you heard the sad story of the man being pulled from the river in the white SUV. So,
and his family has all come together in an effort to try to locate his vehicle at the river.
Well, he was found actually. He was found. The family was out there when they pulled the vehicle out. They were concerned because he hadn't come home. Nobody had heard from him, and then.
There's been a lot of tragedies and missing
it has, yes.
with this flood, so not good.
Well, there's been a lot going on in the local area.
Let's check in with the news team.
Good evening, I'm Derod Taylor.
And I'm Haley Fichter.
Runners travel across the country to compete in marathons.
And now Peoria is starting to offer its own marathon. Bob Shook has the story.
On May 19th, the city of Peoria will be hosting its premier running event, the Run River City Marathon. The dedicated participants of the Run River City training program have been practicing since February 5th. This 15-week program meets every Tuesday and Thursday evening and even on Sunday mornings at the crack of dawn. Associate coach Greg White cannot stress enough how serious and motivated runners should be while training for a marathon.
Sunday is always our long run, anywhere from, depending on the distance they're going to run, anywhere from 6 miles up to this weekend we're doing a 3-hour run where some people will do anywhere from 20 to 24 miles.
Greg White's responsibilities as a coach is to not only mentally prepare the runners for the upcoming marathon, but physically as well.
Coaching is primarily holding the hand of the individual athlete, getting them from the beginning of a training cycle to their goal race without getting injured, the number one goal, but also to make them improve from each cycle to the next.
For more information on the Run River City Marathon, please visit www.runrivercity.com. From Midstate Magazine, I'm Bob Shook.
Thanks, Bob. The city of Peoria may be outsourcing mowing services, and city workers are letting their opinions be heard. The Yard Crew is a group of seasonal workers that mow lawns and help with outdoor work around the city. The crew is made up of 14 workers that work during the summer. During the school year, the crew works as bus drivers. Currently, only 5 members are allowed to work right now based on seniority. However, no one in the crew is sure if their job is secure. Assistant City Manager Darren Girdler says the decision to outsource mowing services will be made by the City Council on May 28th. At the end of every school academic year, transitions start to occur.
And at Bradley, it is no different. Stephen Goethals has the story.
With the 2012-13 academic year coming to an end, Bradley's Student Senate looks to the future for opportunities to change Bradley for the better. Recently initiated student body president, Zach Shaw, explains his goals for the next year and what we can expect from Student Senate.
We have a couple ideas for increasing kind of campus involvement and spirit at athletic events or university like hosted events. So that's one of our main goals. And then also kind of making sure that the student body knows what Senate does and kind of feels free to come talk to us and express their concerns to us.
Having Zach as the new president was not the only recent change. Vice President, or Speaker of the Assembly, Jonathan Teisch, and Treasurer, or Secretary of Finance, Naveed Kassam, both ran with Zach and won. The Senate looks hopeful with strong chemistry between the three.
I already knew them fairly well from Sigma Phi Epsilon, and then we've also been on exec for Rotaract together, so I knew kind of how they both worked. I thought it would work well for us to run together.
Student Senate meets at the Garrett Center Mondays from 5 to 7 p.m., and all are welcome. All but the squirrels, that is. Nevertheless, the squirrels, along with the rest of the animals at Bradley, say goodbye to another great year here on the hilltop and remain optimistic for the fall. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Stephen Goethals.
Thanks, Stephen. Now here's Brent with sports.
Thanks, Haley. A trio of Heisman Trophy winners headline the College Football Hall of Fame. Vinny Testaverde, Danny Wuerffel, and Ron Dayne are among the 2013 class inducted last week. Testaverde won his while at Miami in 1986. Wuerffel won his at Florida in 1996, and Dayne won his at Wisconsin in 1999. Other notable names include Ohio State offensive tackle Orlando Pace, winner of 2 Lombardi Awards and an Outland Trophy in his 3-year career, and Arizona tackle Teddy Bruschi, who was a 2-time All-American. Right-hander Junichi Tazawi will be the new Boston Red Sox closer. The move was made after relievers Andrew Bailey and Joel Hanrahan went on the disabled list due to bicep strains. Hanrahan left last Monday's game in the middle of the 9th with tightness in his forearm. Tazawi is 2-1 with a 2.51 earned run average in 16 games this season, along with 1 save. Manager John Farrell says he does not want to put a timetable on Hanrahan's return, but he says the pitcher will need a rehab assignment that will require him to miss more than 15 days. Manny Pacquiao will be fighting in China. The former pound-for-pound king will fight Brandon Rios on November 24th. Pacquiao will face Rios at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds in a scheduled 12-round fight that will be shown on HBO pay-per-view in the U.S. Both fighters are coming off defeats. The fight will serve as Pacquiao's first outside the States since 2006 and his first fight since being knocked out by rival Juan Manuel Marquez in December. That's it for sports. Back to you, Haley.
Thanks, Brent. While many people have household pets like cats or dogs, actor Nicolas Cage has an unusual pet, a lizard. However, the lizard now has a new home in Chicago's north suburb, Lake Forest, at the Wildlife Discovery Center. The 4-foot speckled Asian water monitor arrived in an overnight FedEx box in early April. Due to his schedule, Cage no longer had the time to take care of the animal. A mutual friend in the zoo business suggested Cage send his pet to the Wildlife Discovery Center for keeps. The lizard was one of Cage's favorite pets, and the actor wanted to find him a good home.
Well, that's nice. You know, be able to pass the love along.
Found himself a new home. That's it for the news. I'm Brent Javalis.
I'm Derod Taylor.
And I'm Haley Fichter. Have a great night.
All right, thanks, news team. So with the marathon coming up, you know.
Yes, actually, I was watching a segment over that, and the security for the Peoria Marathon is actually upping its efforts,
which is a good thing,
to kind of control the area. In regards to the Boston Marathon bombings, I know they're going to take an extra survey and make sure that they're removing any, I guess, like large waste baskets or anything that could be used to hide some sort of a device.
Well, you know, it's a really large issue right now. Not just, I think a lot of people are scared with everything that's been going on, and it feels like being protected, like at any moment in time,
and I think people are okay with the security uppings as long as it's for their own security. And also, in relation again to the marathon, it falls on a Pentecost, so a couple of the churches are having to close their ceremonies, and so I know that they're not happy about that.
Yeah, there were quite a few complaints about that, but there were a number of restaurants we visited this season of Midstate.
Let's take a look back with Simone and the Let's Eat team.
On this week's episode of Let's Eat, we took a more cultural approach and visited the authentic Mexican hotspot Los Jimadores. Located at 7723 North University, the restaurant definitely creates a terrific Mexican atmosphere the moment you walk in. Owner of Los Jimadores, Jose, explains what it is exactly that makes his restaurant authentic.
It's real authentic because some of them we got them from the companies around here, and some of them we get them from companies that they do get the products from Mexico.
We couldn't have been happier with our oh-so-addicting appetizer, the queso fundido and the guacamole. I ordered the chile rellenos with a chalupa, and the zesty spices awakened my taste buds and left me wanting more. Stephen ordered the quesadilla supreme, which he described, and I quote, a fiesta in his mouth. Stephen and I washed down these with a couple of delicious margaritas. But it's not only the authentic Mexican food that creates a genuine experience. As you gaze at the walls of Los Jimadores, you may find there's a story to be told.
It's a guy from Oaxaca, Mexico. We brought him in. I wanted to show people part of past, like the Aztecs, are the history, culture of Mexico.
It was hard saying goodbye to Jose, but he assured us to come back in the evening to see the artwork in a different light.
So he was doing the neon paint at a time, and that's why, as you see, we had the black lights on. Late at night, if we would turn the regular lights off, you will be able to see it, how cool it looks.
If you're looking for a place to celebrate Cinco de Mayo this year, then come to Los Jimadores for fresh, authentic Mexican food. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Simone Buckner.
Muchas gracias, Simon. So obviously they picked that place because the food is amazing.
I mean, but this is the reason why it's the best
food.
of. So you see on the job, they're drinking margaritas, had a beer on the table.
I saw that. The beer that they had is an imported beer called Modelo Especial, and it's very popular. What's funny is a lot of people think that Corona is the big hit down in Mexico because it's a big hit up. Not really. The Mexicans don't like Corona as much as they like Dos Equis or Modelo.
Okay, well, before you go on a riot about the beer and everything
I'm not going on a riot, Don. I just am knowledgeable about some things.
For our next Best Of show, we have Silver Lining Playbooks coming up, which is a very good movie. Obviously, Jennifer Lawrence won the Oscar for that. She's an amazing new actress.
Boy, we're just getting all sorts of Oscar influences in our show.
I mean, well, hey, it was amazing having an Oscar here, so why not have,
It'll
some more Oscar
probably be the only
winners.
time you come into that close of a distance with an Oscar.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, we'll have high hopes for you, Don.
All right, well, Bob reviewed a bunch of great movies for us this semester.
And he did not disappoint with his review of Silver Linings Playbook. Let's take a look.
Hello and welcome to Get Real. I'm your host, Bob Partward. The Oscars are over, but one of the movies that was up for several awards, as it should have been, for a very touching story with some very talented actors. Although it did not win Best Picture, this movie is not one to overlook. This week we take a look at Silver Linings Playbook.
What the? The whole time you're rooting for this Hemingway guy to survive the war and to be with the woman that he loves, Catherine Barkley.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Pat.
After finding his wife cheating, Pat, played by Bradley Cooper, finds himself in a mental hospital in order to overcome the psychological disorders brought on by his wife's unfaithfulness. The film starts with Pat's mother, played by Jackie Weaver, checking him out of the hospital and taking him back home to live with her and his father, played by Robert De Niro, who is a hardcore bookie and Philadelphia Eagles fan with OCD. As the story unravels, Pat meets Tiffany, played by Jennifer Lawrence, who shows Pat that he is not the only one to suffer mental illness brought on by the end of a marriage. As for the film's director, David O. Russell, the characters are what makes this movie's messages a harsh reality.
These characters are truth tellers. That's what I like about them. They're unfiltered, so they tell the truth. And sometimes that's horrible and bumpy, and sometimes it's beautiful. But it's certainly entertaining to watch these truth tellers go through the world.
What? You wrote about me? I'm the girl?
He wrote about you, all right.
What did he say?
He said you guys was helping each other out, and you were nice, and you had a mouth on you, but...
Whoa, okay.
You're a little mouthy,
yeah.
but...
No, please, tell me more about what he said in the letter.
Yeah, anything you want to know.
Cooper and Lawrence bring a unique chemistry to the screen that is both slightly comical, but also extremely heartfelt. Love, keeping promises, and letting go of the past are just a few of the lessons brought to the audience. It's no doubt that both actors earned their Oscar nominations for roles in this film, and Lawrence herself walked away with the Oscar.
How'd you lose your job?
Having sex with everybody in the office.
Everybody?
I was very depressed after Tommy died. It was a lot of people.
We don't have to talk about it.
Thanks.
How many were there?
11.
Wow.
I know.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Can I ask you one more question?
All in all, I give Silver Linings Playbook 5 out of 5 stars. I should also mention that Cooper and Lawrence were not the only actors to receive Oscar nominations from this film. Both De Niro and Weaver were nominated for their supporting roles as Pat's parents. Check out Silver Linings Playbook, in theaters now. I'm Bob Parlberg, and I've seen it, so I mean it. And hey, if you don't believe me, take a look back at the 2013 Oscars.
Thanks, Bob. Bradley Cooper did an amazing job in that movie.
Yes, he did. And so, you know, his character was dealing with that bipolar psychological disorder. And it reminded me of kind of an interesting story here locally in the Peoria area where a recent kind of a contest was being done to win a wheelchair accessible van for a certain family who's in the running for it. And she is a mother who has some sort of a mental disability, and when she had her child, the child also has some sort of a cognitive disability, so they're both impaired. And you know, hauling her child around is really hard, especially when she doesn't have like a van that allows for her to put in a wheelchair. So she's in the running for it, and you can go online to vote on ciproud.com, and I think it's a really neat story.
All right. Well, Liz brought in some amazing talent this season.
Let's take a look back at State of the Arts.
Hello, welcome to State of the Arts. I'm your host, Elizabeth Scoville. Today on the show, I have the Bradley Swingers. That's the name for Bradley University's swing dancing club, whose members dance on a weekly basis to a variety of swing styles and songs. With me now is the president of Bradley Swingers, Bradley Land. Hi, Bradley. Thanks for coming.
Hello.
Hi. So can you tell me how Bradley Swingers first got started?
Sure, yeah. So Bradley Swingers actually got started in 2000. So they've actually been around in Bradley campus for about 13 years now. And it was actually founded by 2 professors who were really interested in the swing dance community and wanted to bring community members and Bradley University students together to swing dance just for fun.
That's really cool that professors brought it together. Yeah. So can you tell me what kind of swing dancing you guys do? I know that there's more than one type, and I don't know what you specialize in.
Sure. We teach 2 types of swing dancing. We teach the East Coast, and then we teach the Lindy. And so the East Coast is for fast dancing. The Lindy's for slower and has a lot more stylistic elements to it. Then there's a third thing that, third type of dance that goes on with swing dancing. It's called blues, and there's a whole bunch of different varieties of blues from that.
Oh, cool. So you guys are Lindy dancing today, right?
Yes, we are definitely Lindy dancing today.
Okay, and it's Bradley, Lori, Julianne, and Mark, and you guys are going to Lindy dance, so I'll step aside so I'm not in the way, and whenever you're ready, go ahead and start. Make me wish I could dance and do anything physical. But that was lovely. Thank you guys so much for sharing that. And Bradley, thank you for talking with us. And thank you for watching. That's all the time we have for this week. For State of the Arts, I'm Elizabeth Scoville.
Thanks so much, Liz.
I'm sure Liz can do anything physical. She just puts her mind to it, right?
She is. She's a little go-getter. I can see that. And besides, as a girl, you can just let the guy take the lead and guide you. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
You know, I'm going to let you have that. I'm not going to say anything more on that, but that was a pretty awesome dance.
That's the only time a girl will let a guy take a lead is dancing, right?
Oh, well, that's not true. It's a man's world. It's a man's world.
Yes, but I'm okay with living in a man's world as long as I'm a girl.
Oh, okay.
You know,
all right.
It's the girls are, you know, Bob likes to say the only thing you need to know after you get married is the words, yes, honey.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we have a new pack coming up as.
Oh no, but I was wanting to review that. I think we had a salsa dancing couple come in over the last year.
Okay, wait. Some people have some interesting hobbies, right?
Okay, and Bailey found that some people even enjoy contortioning. Let's see what she found.
Jade Novak has a talent that's a little strange and definitely something that most people can't do. Jade practices contortioning because she has a rather unusual flexibility.
I've been contortioning for about 2 years, on and off. I started contortioning because I was injured from cross country and I couldn't use my leg muscles. And contortioning builds your back muscles and your arms and stuff.
But before Jade can start contortioning, she needs to stretch and prepare her muscles.
I prepare for contortioning by stretching. And for some of the stretches I do splits. I do over splits where I stretch my legs up higher, where I lay down when I'm doing the splits. I do back bends, and then I do over back bends where I go farther. Butterflies, just leg stretches and arm stretches, and some back stretches.
Jade has to be careful when she contorts though, because of all the piercings that she has.
I have 22 piercings to worry about. My ears, since I lay on the side of my head, I use my arm muscle to hold my head up a little bit. For my collarbone piercings, sometimes it does get stuck on the carpet or something. For my hip piercings, I was worried that they weren't gonna stretch with my body, but that part stretches pretty well and it doesn't hurt my hips. My belly button rings, if I'm wearing one that connects my bottom and top belly button, I have to take it out so it'll stretch it and could rip it. My facial ones are usually safe because I'm not flat on my face.
Jade is always practicing the strange and crazy tricks she can do, and there are several tricks that she's become quite good at doing.
There are the back bend positions that I do. I usually go under or almost through my legs. I try to get my head in that area. I try to reach my arms out to grab my feet. I can also do a reverse back bend where I'll kick over into the back bend and then I can lift myself up from there.
Jade also likes posting pictures and videos of her contortioning to see what kind of feedback she gets.
So when I post the pictures on Facebook, I get a lot of male feedback. Guys like to say they're jealous of my boyfriend, and a lot of girls say that I look like the Exorcist or the Grudge. Or say I should be in a circus. And usually when I'm around people I know, someone will bring it up that I do contortioning, and the group of people will ask me to do it. Or I get really drunk and I just do it. Just kidding.
For Midstate Magazine, I'm Bailey O'Neill.
Thanks, Bailey. That was a pretty interesting piece. Yes, seriously.
No, my jaw is still open. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you do anything like that?
Absolutely not. You know, I had a hard time touching my toes when I had to stretch for track before
No, I
before
do
a
not
run.
believe that. I do not believe that at all.
Well, girls naturally are more flexible than men.
I would
And
agree
so
with that.
I think she just, you know, she's probably just been doing it her whole life and keeping up with it, because you can lose your flexibility if
I
you
understood
don't
the stretching
continue.
of the skin thing, because at one point in
And
time
she
I
had 22 piercings?
Right, and I had 11 piercings, so I know what that's like.
I don't even want to know
Want to know what?
where you had 11 piercings.
Why does it have to be in some hidden place?
I didn't say hidden. I don't understand how you can place 11 piercings somewhere.
All right, well, right now, we'll be right back on that note, all right?
What are the benefits to becoming a member at Wildlife Prairie State Park? How about unlimited free admission to the park for the entire year? Or a 10% discount throughout the park, including things such as lodging, gift shops, and food, just to name a few. Members also receive invitations to special member events, and let's not forget all the wildlife attractions for guests and members to enjoy throughout the park. So come on down to Wildlife Prairie State Park, where adventure is waiting.
For more information or to plan a visit, please go to www.wildlifeprairiestatepark.org or call 309-676-0998.
All right, welcome back. This season we got to see many different places in the Peoria area.
Let's revisit one of our favorites for About Town.
Hey, Shane Fryer here, and for this season of Midstate, I'll be showing you some of the best people and places to see in Peoria. So follow me as your host for About Town. This week on About Town, I went to Jillian's, a sports grill that's the perfect place for friends and family to hang out. Social media coordinator Paul Desney has been at Jillian's for about 3 years and absolutely loves it.
Yeah, actually, it's a really big multimedia entertainment center. We do everything from corporate parties, which is a huge part of our business, to birthday parties, wedding rehearsals. We've done even bar mitzvahs where we've risen the chair up in the bowling alley and had a great time up there. So we have a restaurant, dining room, bar, bowling area, just multiple venues.
Unlike most sports grills, Jillian's actually has something to do for all ages.
I think it's a great place for like friends and family to come to, just because we're so able to cater to different areas. You know, we got the game center over there where people can hang out with their families. We have the bar, which is divided, so you know the older crowd can come in, and if they want to do their own thing at separate times, it kind of gives everybody something to have fun and be entertained by.
For Midstate Magazine, I'm Shane Fryer.
Thank you, Shane. And I don't care how old you are, that's attractive. I would go.
So, I mean, so far everything that we have reviewed has been amazing, great. I mean, the things that these people find so everybody can, you know, go and have a good time is...
I think that we do a good job highlighting the jewels that Peoria community has to offer.
Well, okay, so far out of the show, what would be the one thing that you would pick so far to go to, out of all the things we've seen?
I haven't had lunch yet, so I'd probably go to Jimadores.
I was thinking I would go to the wildlife park to see the
yes,
animals.
no, absolutely. I just fell in love.
Now you're gonna steal mine.
I didn't. I would say share.
Oh.
I was going to share in your enthusiasm to go to the wildlife.
The animals there are amazing, and I mean...
They have buffalo, and I saw, was that a wild cat?
Yes, I think you fell in love with the cat, yes. Well, there was a lot to check out with music this season.
And Brandon had all the news for us with On the Beat.
This week on The Beat, we have someone very special. You might have heard of him. His name is Justin Timberlake. Okay, well, maybe you heard of him. And yes, he is taking over the radio stations once again with his new hit titled Mirrors. The best part of the song is the meaning behind it. The lyrics portray not only his current life married to the lovely Jessica Biel, but his future with her as well. This song is about Jessica being his other half, but not only that, he wants to grow old with her. Hold on. If you think it's just about Jessica, you're wrong. The song is dedicated to his grandparents who were married for over 60 years. And nothing wrong with wanting to spend a long, beautiful life with your spouse. And Justin Timberlake isn't afraid to admit that his grandparents are the mirror for the future for him and Jess. This all just means that Jessica can never be mad at JT. Writing a song about his lover and his grandparents, what else is there to obsess over? Hopefully him and Jessica do last a lifetime together so he could say I told you so to the world. That's all for On The Beat. I'm Brandon Johnson.
All right, thanks, Brandon. I love that album. It's my favorite album right now.
I think I just fell in love with Justin Timberlake a little bit more. That was so sweet.
And the fact that we was talking about Mirrors right now, my favorite part of Mirrors is the last 2:30. It's like a little interlude after that or something
2:30
like that.
out of an 8-minute song. It's
yes,
so long.
It's really long, yes.
It is.
And but what he's saying in the song is that you are the love of my life, and it's to his wife, Jessica Biel.
So and it's because I understand now why the music video has old people, like a set of older people.
Dedication to his grandparents.
It is so sweet. You don't find that love anymore.
Right, you know,
so
and next we have coming up a great Street Teams pack. It was about the Fit Fair, and I was excited because I got to be there and help produce it, and I'm a healthy nut.
Being fit, of course.
I love to. It's you have to stay fit, but not just to look good. For me, it's about
and
not
to
trying
stay
to
good
get,
in the future. To be healthy
and not
continue.
getting rid of diabetes, which runs in the family. Yes, but asking people what they know is always a fun experience.
And it's all captured from you by Street Team.
Here at Bradley's Fit Fair, students and faculty come to learn about fitness and how to eat healthy. But how much do they actually know? This week's Street Team challenges the Bradley population in the knowledge of overall fitness and showing that fitness can be fun. How many calories are in 1 pound of fat?
It's not 100.
100,000?
750. I have no idea.
2,500?
You are very close. It's 3,500.
How many ounces of water should you drink a day?
I know you're supposed to drink 8 cups.
I just, a lot. It's more than 8 ounces. So that's one class.
Is it 64?
64.
64 ounces?
It's like 8 cups.
Okay. I'll have to do something about that.
What burns more weight? Weights or cardio?
I'm gonna go with cardio.
Cardio?
I'm gonna guess cardio. Was it weights?
It was weights. What does a pedometer measure?
A pedometer.
The distance that you walk.
Yes. Here at the Fit Fair, we've learned a lot about calorie intake, weight loss, and how to eat healthy. From Midstate Magazine, I'm Ashley Havens.
Thank you, Ashley. No, I actually didn't know that lifting weights burned more fat than cardio. I just assumed it was cardio.
That is a common misconception. Everybody think I'm just going to run and get in shape, but no, you have to add weights. That's why they tell you to use weights. So it not only get rid of the fat, but it helps turn into muscle.
Well, you can actually combine the two, like you said, and do a quick cardio on weight. So like when you, instead of lifting heavy, you lift light, but a lot.
Right, and with you being in pageants, I'm sure you know about staying in shape and having to eat correctly, right?
Yes, I do, but I'm grateful for it because I think it's any sort of motivation to keep you up to being healthy and whatnot. So.
Right, and I mean, with right around the corner, we got summer, that's about to happen, and
bikini season. I'm sure you're excited, Don.
Yeah, I got my little two-piece bikini. I'm excited, No, what is it? What's the tankini or something?
Tankini.
I don't know. All right, with summer coming up,
I think that's what you mean.
Many fun things to try out.
And our own Bailey O'Neill enjoys skydiving and made a video for Skydive Chicago.
Skydive Chicago is kind of the best known drop zone in the United States and has won multiple like Skydiver Choice Awards, 15 out of 18 actually for 2012. So there's a lot of draw to come here. I mean, every skydiver really wants to be at Skydive Chicago if they can help it.
Skydive Chicago, I felt like was the promised land for skydivers. Skydiving changed my life to the point where skydiving kind of is my life.
You really feel like you're living your life. You're actually doing something where so many people are just kind of shuffling about and going about their daily lives. I feel like I'm doing something with mine.
It's totally freedom for me. You know, there's no tomorrow. You don't worry about yesterday and the problems that you face in day to day. It's what matters right now, and that's what I love about skydiving. It's fun.
This place, it draws you in as a skydiver. There's nowhere in the world you could ever possibly want to be other than here. There's just too much of a draw.
It's for 60 seconds out of my day, I completely forget about everything that's going on. So it's the only time you go to work and you forget about life and everything else that's going on. It's freedom.
That looks amazing, and that is my new favorite little segment so far. Like, that is what I want to do. This thing has been great.
I'll say she made it look very taunting, or tempting, I should say, to want to do.
I want to jump out of a plane now
But
after
see,
that.
you say that now, and then you actually get up there, and you're looking thousands and thousands of feet down, and
I wouldn't have a problem getting up there, not at all. I mean, I've wanted to do it, so one day I will do it. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the the family? What's it called? The Family House. With it was John Stamos jumps out of a plane right before his wedding to skydive, but he gets stuck on a tree and doesn't make his wedding.
See, if I was doing it, I would just get up there, and when they count down, I'd be like, turn up!
Why did I call it Family House? It was Full House. The name slipped me, but no. So I feel like that would happen to you.
Well, next we got About Crew coming up, so it takes a lot of people to make this show possible.
And Megan helped meet some people with, so let's take a look to see what Megan found for us this season.
This week for About Crew, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to be the director of Midstate. Or not. Steven is the director of Midstate magazine. What exactly does the director do?
The director is the person who puts the whole entire show together and tells everyone on camera positions, on the floor for the floor director, the technical director, everyone inside the studio and outside behind the scenes. I let them know what's going on and tell them when to do their job.
Before Midstate starts, Steven prepares a script for the show.
I do get the script of the show about an hour beforehand, and I take it back to my room, and I need to write down all the notes and all the cues that I need to say. I write all those down throughout the whole entire script.
What do you do when something goes wrong?
Sometimes when things go wrong, I need to have a way out or a safety net, so I do need to think quick and take camera 2. Sounds out, just my cue, just tell him to talk or something like that.
Do you enjoy being the director of Midstate?
Yeah, I definitely do enjoy directing now. For me, it's probably the most fun position just because of how involved you are in everyone else's job, and you're telling everyone, how to put together the show.
As you can see, he is doing a good job so far. That's all the time we have for About Crew today. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Megan Casey.
Well, thank you very much, Megan. It's always great to see the behind the scenes and how they make everyone else look good, especially you, Don. So.
Yeah, I think my head was in there. But Steve is an amazing guy. And, I think it frustrates him because I try to mess with his hair. He has this hair that, goes a certain direction. So I try to loosen him up because directing can be stressful.
It kind of reminds me of off of that 70s show, Eric. They have the same hairstyle.
There you go.
They kind of got the same look going on to
We
them.
have nailed the director, yes. That is definitely it. I mean, and next I think on what's coming up next, we have something on music, right? Or I know we've already saw the Justin Timberlake, but then we have music performers come in the studio, which is even more amazing.
State of the arts.
Yes, and over time, we've had some amazing people come in here and do some creative things.
We're very lucky to always be identifying great musical artists who are willing to share their talents with our viewers.
And it's always fun to have music performance in the studio.
Let's take another look back at State of the Arts.
Hello, welcome to State of the Arts. I'm your host, Elizabeth Scoville. Today on the show, I have Gretchen Walking. Gretchen is a junior civil engineering major at Bradley University who enjoys playing and writing music for her independent project called No Hard Feelings. Hi, Gretchen. Thank you for coming.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely.
So can you tell me a little about how you got involved in music?
Well, I started playing piano when I was really little because my mom played. And after that, I just started picking up anything that I could, guitar, ukulele, all sorts of things. So.
Speaking of the ukulele, we don't get a whole lot of ukulele players on here. How'd you get involved with that music?
Well, I got it as a present on my freshman year of college, and I just, you know what, it was so easy that I just kind of picked it up, and it's become somewhat of a trademark, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you play ukulele a lot for your project No Hard Feelings. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's just me and whatever instrument I'm holding, and I'm just kind of going around trying to get some shows and playing a lot of original music that I put together. So.
Well, what musical influences do you draw on to create this music of yours?
So much. Let's see. Some rap, more acoustic rap, so like Jason Mraz. I really like Jukebox the Ghost. I really like Motion City Soundtrack. Some nerdy and slightly fast-paced things.
Nice. Speaking of that, what kind of song will you be playing for us today?
A fast-paced nerdy song that is about how much I like the 90s.
Awesome.
So.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, thanks. Got my Lincoln logs in tow for another episode of Double Dare. Bill Nye and Miss Frizzle teaching me for shizzle, rizzle, drizzle, busy sending my slinky down the stairs. My Game Boy is always running out of batteries, and so is my CD player. But I don't care, cause I got a 90s heart. I was afraid of the dark, I like Furbies and orange soda. Got Rugrats Christmas on VHS, and I remember when Doug showed up. Clarissa explained and Stimpy complained while I watched the plots of Pinky and the Brain. Lost Kurt Cobain to the 90s. Jump on my Razor scooter, hanging out with Mr. Cooper till Will Smith was the Prince of Bel-Air. I always blew twice on my Monopoly dice. I got advice from Mr. Feeney and Cher. I could tell you what I want, what I really, really want, if you told me Carmen Sandiego's there. Do you know where? Cause I got a 90s heart. I was afraid of the dark. I got at least 3 or 4 gigapets. Nightmare Before Christmas on VHS, and I remember my record on Skip It. Got my Lisa Frank backpack, Rosie's on all that, and when I'm home alone I set up traps. Didn't lose 2-pack to the 90s. I've said how rude, and I've said not. I know the legends of the Hidden Temple and Zelda. I love the Red Power Ranger and Bob Ross. I still read Goosebumps and play hopscotch. And Michael Jordan is a baseball boss? Psych. Got a 90s heart, I was afraid of the dark. I got lights on my new Skechers. Home video Christmas on VHS, and I feel hard at drawing with an Etch-a-Sketch. The Oregon Trail will take me far in my Hot Wheels car. If New Kids on the Block is playing hard. Lost Mufasa and Scar to the 90s.
That is such a throwback song and definitely stylistic. I love what you play. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. Of course. Thank you for your performance, Gretchen, and thank you for watching. That's all the time we have for this week. For State of the Arts, I'm Elizabeth Scoville.
All right, thanks, Liz. That's a great little show to look back on.
I love the ukulele.
Yes.
It reminds me of so much of Hawaii when I went to visit. So I think the ukulele kind of puts you at ease and it kind of coincides with like wave rhythms, I think.
Well, I like the song that she created with all the shows,
90s, yeah.
and stuff, Rugrats and
But
Doug.
you weren't a 90s baby.
That is correct, you know.
So you can't say anything. You're not.
Didn't
say
something about the 80s? No, was that not?
No, it was specifically a 90s song. So those are all those special little tosses.
Okay, maybe I was dreaming. And also, next coming up, we have bloopers, which I'm a little nervous about because we don't know what's on it. We have not seen that.
No, but they do a good job of catching us in our natural habitat, making utmost mistakes.
I'm hoping they have something on you on there, you know, since you are the pageant lady, you know, always trying to be perfection, you know.
I always conduct myself in the most professional manner. My pencils don't even have erasers. I don't make mistakes, Don. I don't.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you burp before.
There's blooper is just not in my vocabulary.
Please, to the blooper gods, that they have something on you. Seriously, we need. I mean, I'm sure they are going to have something on the newscast, maybe some behind the scenes things. I mean, I'm pretty excited for bloopers. It's pretty much the funniest thing, probably.
Yeah, well,
on
in
our
television, you know, you have to keep rolling and go through the bloopers.
That's very true. And we always have fun at Midstate.
But things don't always go the way that we have planned. So now it's time for some bloopers.
Hi, how you guys doing? All right. All right.
Maybe you just shouldn't date women. I think you're just hopeless.
All but the squirrels, that is.
Let's see what Shane for us with About Town.
Using to entice gamers.
And that microphone smells like a carnival.
That was pretty amazing.
Don't I feel ridiculous?
Nevertheless, the squirrels.
Parlberg, and I've seen it. So you know I mean it. And I've seen it, so I mean it. I've seen it, so I mean it. And I've seen it, so I mean it. And remember, I've seen it, so I mean it.
Okay then. She put me in a onesie.
That seems like something I could put on a resume.
Goodbye to another great year here on the Hilltop.
Well, bloopers are quite funny to watch, aren't they? Yes. Well, at the end of each Midstate season, we take a moment to say thanks to our wonderful patrons, the John C. Hench Foundation in California. And John was the Senior Vice President of Creative Affairs at the Walt Disney Imagineering. He left the world with lots of places to find joy and left us with annual gifts to make our studio the most up-to-date technically in the country. The foundation, Jose Deachin, Leonore Deachin, and Sandy Huskins ensure that we have the best equipment to make the most of our talents. And we end our show with a song featuring Bailey O'Neill, Laura O'Radnick, Bob Parlberg, and Bob Jacobs, especially for Sandy.
Saturday, the regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet. I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking to Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned. Yes, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight, for we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile, 'cause he knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer, and they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, la da 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 dee da, da 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 dee da da dum. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight, for we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right.
Well, that was a wonderful performance.
That was absolutely amazing. I didn't know Bob could sing. With
Yeah,
great
where has
vocals.
Bob been hiding?
Yeah, you know, he's always hiding behind his
That's
tough
probably
jacket.
how he lured his wife to proposal. You just
There you
serenade to women. It works in Mexico. They come out in mariachi bands and they serenade women.
And also you had Bailey, who I did not know, you know, playing on the piano and the
Oh my
harmonica.
gosh,
That was
how does that
amazing.
even work? That
Yeah.
she's so multi-talented like that.
I could not do that. I was like, wow.
There's a
I
lot
was
of
blown
things
away.
you can't do, so it would be probably easier to list the things you can do.
You know what? The whole season you've been trying to come for me, and I've been trying to hold back, you know.
John,
but,
you know I only pick on the people I love, and so
Oh,
therefore it's a
okay.
compliment every time I...
So you like to play sweet on camera, but I know how it really is.
I'm sweet as sugar, Don. You can't get any sweeter than this.
And you dipped in honey iced tea, is that what it's called?
I don't know your terminology here. I don't understand what that's saying. I'm just a personable lady who likes to
personable
co-host
lady,
with you.
what? Okay.
We've been through a lot
every-
this season, and
we
I
have.
think
Okay, everything. We've seen a lot of things. We've seen some about crew. We've seen about town. We have seen some great food segments.
Where was a couple of your street team? I know you had a couple of good ones on
Well,
there.
you know, only one made it on, which was fine.
Yeah.
I think I had picked the Oscar one as well, but
Yes.
you know, we had a lot of Oscar talk, and we don't want to make the other, you know, little competing studios feel ashamed that we got to see Oscar here, you know, so we didn't want to
That's
be,
true.
you know, boastful, even though I love it. I'm sure you love it too. You love being on stage, right? Performing?
I do, and I'm getting a feel for on and off stage, but
Right.
as long as I'm by your side, I'm just happy.
See, why are you trying to make me blush? A chocolate man can't really blush, but you know.
Absolutely. If it's coming from me, I can make thy blush.
Oh, okay. So you do have skills. I knew it. You like kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, you're a
What
black man.
You're trying to call yourself Superman. That's not going to work here. That's not going to work, Don. But no, I really do want to thank our producers and
Yes.
everybody behind the scenes who's helped put this wonderful. I mean, we are so lucky to have not only the technology to make it possible, but the
Yes.
people running the technology. You know,
And
that is
a special shout out to Dr. Bob, who we just saw singing, but also he does a lot for us.
Oh yeah, the
behind
program is
scenes,
here
and
for him, continuing it.
You know what? He hustles very hard to get us money to keep updating the studio and working out the kinks, and you know, we couldn't be more happy about that, because I know from where I come from, we don't have things like this, so to be brought into this and him taking me up under his wing and just pushing me and just keep, you know, pushing me to go forward is amazing.
Absolutely, and I think it's really a jewel to the communications department.
Right, it is, yes.
Yeah, so I know like this was the reason that brought me to Bradley University.
Nice.
So
yes. It's a great studio.
This
you know,
right here is state-of-the-art studio.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Oscar winners. We've had donations. We've had donations from studio.
From the John C. Hinch production.
Yes,
studio.
you know, so many people are involved with this. So, you know, that's all the time we have for Midstate Magazine. I'm Don McClure.
And for the last time, I'm Marcella Gillen. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.